Welcome back, my friends. I've done a little bit of digital shopping. I bought some video backgrounds and I also made a prop layer. So let's get to work on this. We're going to bring in our first background here. And here we go. Let's have a look at this. Well, it's here and that looks awesome. Just look at that water on the ocean and the rainbow in the background. That looks really cool. Anyway, we're going to stop this because we need to work on the first keyframe. That's where you always start your projects. Now I'm going to bring in this new prop layer that I made. I'm going to bring it in as a prop, and you can see it here. Now I'm going to play around with this because I want to show a lot of water. This will only allow me to show a little bit. So if I scale this up here, it just takes away too much of the water, and I want to see a bit more. So what I'll do is I'll just scale it back again. So again, just click on the corner, scales nice and easy. Try and keep it within the lines or a little bit outside the lines is also okay. And I want to shrink it down. I want to make sure a lot of this water is visible. And that looks really good. I'm happy with that. Now, doesn't that look cool? Anyway, I'm going to continue on here. I want to bring in my first prop here that's going to be moving. And we have our little ship here. We're going to put it in the background. So we move it to the back and then move it up like this using that little arrow in the middle of it. And we're going to put it up in the horizon here. And it looks a little bit too big. I'm just going to scale it down and move it here. And we're going to start here on the outside of the box, and it's going to come into view. Now if you want things to move very slowly, you should pick a lot of keyframes. If you want them to move fast, you don't want to choose a lot of keyframes. Anyway, we're going to go into the timeline here, and I'm just going to type a number. This is a lot faster than clicking on the bottom. I'm going to click maybe 500 and press enter. Now it's on 500 keyframes, and I'm just going to move it all the way over here, and then it's going to move out of view. Now that I've done that, I'm going to test it. Click stop. And let's try that. So you can see our little ship here is moving along here on the water. Looks really cool. I like that. It's really awesome. Anyway, it's going to go through here in about a second. And that looks great. I'm really happy with that. And then it stops at 500 keyframes. Now that I've done that, if I want to export this, I just go here and I just enter the value of 500, and then the video will stop at 500 keyframes. Anyway, that's fine. Let's move on here. We're going to select a character now. Make sure we're on keyframe number 1, and I'm going to slowly grab our next character. So we're going to look at our characters here, and I want a G2 character. Let's just scroll along here. Here we go. And we want to choose characters, and Dan the man here, he's like me. So anyway, he's going to take a few seconds to come out here. He has a lot of different angles. These are the real 3D characters. Now you can see here he's at the back. This doesn't look good. I'm going to move him to the front, and then we're going to scale him down to size, and then he's going to turn around. So once he's turned around, we're going to go into the 3D motion key editor here, and we're just going to quickly move him to 180 degrees, and that is awesome. Now we're going to start giving him some animation, and we also need to change the sprite. Okay, we have him here. Now the first thing I'm going to do is move this here to about 25 keyframes. Actually 20 is fine. I don't want it to be too slow. And then I'm going to go into 2D motion key editor, which is here, and transform. And I want it to be the other arm. And you can just easily click here. It's rotated outside, and that looks about right. And then I want to bend this a little bit. So here's the elbow here. I'll just click on the elbow. Just checking to making sure these are working fine. Okay, and then we'll click on the elbow over here. And I'm going to move it like this. Now that doesn't look very good. You can see the hand isn't that great. So I'm just going to close this quickly here. We're going to go into our sprite editor, and we're going to change the sprite. There we go, already into the hand sprites. I'm going to move it to here. Now I don't need this one, so I'm going to click on the other hand and change it like this. Very easy. So he's going to wave goodbye to this ship. So just close it, and we're going to go back into the timeline and move things around. So we're going to go into our 2D motion key editor down here, and we're still in transform. Now once it's done that, I'm going to move this up to 40 keyframes, or maybe I'll just, 40 keyframes is fine. And then I'm just going to slowly move it back over here, and then we'll just move it up 20 at a time. So we're going to go up to 60 now, and then move it back. This is a little bit monotonous, but you know, animation takes quite a bit of time. It's not a simple thing. And back, like that. And then go to 100, and just keep repeating the process. Okay, very good. And back. And we're almost finished this animation. And we'll stop it at 140, and then we'll have a look at it. Okay, now that that's done, maybe I'll go one more 160. And we will go into the shoulder, move it down, rotate it down back to normal, and go into the elbow and also move it down to normal like this. And again, we got to go back into our sprite editor. You're getting an idea of how long it takes to make animation. It actually takes quite a while. Move it back to the original hand. And while I'm here, I also want to do that to the other hand as well, and move it back to the original. Now, I didn't like that there. I'll just change it back. I should do that on keyframe number 1. So again, I'm going to go back to number 1 right here. And I'm going to scale along here, or go along the timeline here to find out where I changed it. There's where I changed it, was at 20. So I want to change that back. You can always undo things, very easy to do that here. So we're just going to move this up like this, and he's waving. There we go. So there's his arm, and he's waving there. It looks really cool. Good. Okay, so I'm happy with that. That's okay. I can always do changes to it later. It's always important that you just get the foundations in first before you do any changes in your animation. Anyway, I'm just going to click stop here and show you the other backgrounds here. So if I want to change this background, I can just go up here again, click on backgrounds, and we'll do the city. Let's have a look at that. Press play. And that looks cool, doesn't it? You can see he's just waving, sort of happy to see it. Anyway, that's good. And then I'm going to change it one more time to show you the underwater as well. So you're going to see the last one that I bought. So let's just play this here quickly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Looks really cool so far. I'm happy with it. I will probably do some changes and restart this, but this gives you a little bit of an idea of what it's like to create animation with video backgrounds inside Cartoon Animator. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel. I have been doing a lot of work in my store. You just got to see an animation prop right there, or scene layer prop right there in front of us, and I'll be doing more stuff later. Thanks for watching. See you all soon, and remember to stay cool during this hot summer.